Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Devotion, Pastor Jew. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. It's a Winter's Wednesday. And welcome to Morning Devotion with Pastor Jew. Glad to have you on with us this morning. It is a great day. We are continuing or finishing off our series devotion on idol worship and idolatry. And if you've missed any of our past devotions, you can actually scroll down and go to our YouTube page. And so you'll find that there. But super excited to be on with you all this morning. Happy Wednesday. We are just about, it is the 15th. Hey, good morning. We are mid October. We are mid October. Can't believe it. I have on my coat and hoodie because it is now cold again. It is cold in here. So, good morning, everyone. As you all come on in, tap, tap, heart, love, share out with your followers. Put somebody's name in the chat. Give us heart love. Give us stars, all the things. If you're watching via replay, put hashtag replay in the chat so we know that you're one of our replay viewers. And so, yes, good morning, everyone. And again, as you come on in, tap, tap, heart, love, and share out with your followers. So let's get into it this morning. Let's get into our quick devotion this morning. Again, we are dealing with idolatry and idol worship. And our text this morning is Jeremiah 7:18. It's also in the description above for you. Jeremiah 7:18, and we're entitling today's devotion, It's All in the Family. Let's read it. The children gather wood, the fathers kindle fire, and the women knead dough, knead Knead, like knead dough, to make cakes for the Queen of Heaven, and they pour out drink offerings to other gods to provoke me to anger. The children gather wood, sounds nice. The father kindles the fire, sounds nice. And the women knead the dough, they make the dough, to make cakes for the Queen of Heaven. Did you know there was a Queen of Heaven? There isn't. And they pour out drink offerings to other gods to provoke me to anger. And we're entitling today's message, It's All in the Family. So let's backtrack. Let's give a little context about Jeremiah and his role. Number one, Jeremiah, and as you all come on in, tap, tap, heart, love, and share with your followers. Jeremiah, good morning, Anna. Jeremiah is the prophet that's raised up to speak to the children of God who are in captivity. They are in captivity, and they're in captivity for at least a generation and a half. A generation's about 40 years. And while they're in captivity, part of the role of captivity, let's say that, part of the role of captivity was to allow them to get their Egyptian ways out of them, right? Before they are going to go to the promised land, is to get their Egyptian ways out of them, right? And so part of their Egyptian ways was picking up the tendency to worship other gods, the tendency to worship other gods. So part of what Jeremiah's role is to be a voice for the Lord to his children about their ways of operating and picking up and participating in idol worship like the Egyptians had, like their once captors had behaved or lived. And so part of that pattern was, of course, idol worship. And so here it is, what Jeremiah is really speaking to them about is this is the voice of the Lord through Jeremiah, letting them know that this was the behavior of his sons and daughters, that the family had now begun to participate in the activity, or in the practice, that's a better word, in the practice of idol worship. But it was all in the family now. The children, the father, the mother, they all had a role in preparing these cakes for the Queen of Heaven. There's no Queen of Heaven. There's no Queen of Heaven. Don't ever repeat that. There's no Queen of Heaven. There's no Queen of Heaven. There's no Queen of Heaven. And so Jeremiah's role is to speak to them as the voice of God, the prophet, to call out their ways. And one of their ways was now the whole family was in the practice of making these cakes and pouring out libations to these idol gods. And he says to them that they're doing this to provoke me to anger. That their practice is provoking me to anger. Their practice is offensive. Again, this is Jeremiah, the voice of God, calling out God's people and saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is not, what are you doing? Right? And he's calling it out because he wants to call them in. See, he's got to call out this practice, which has now become a family practice. The children had a part, the father had a part, the mother had a part, and making these cakes for the Queen of Heaven, pouring out libations for other gods. And he says, and they're doing this to arouse my anger. Now, this is not God saying, they're doing this. They weren't doing this in intentionally to anger God. But what God is calling out is that their practice was offensive, was kindling the anger of God, was kindling God's the offensive. Their behavior was offensive. You are my sons and daughter. What are you doing making cakes to other gods, to the Queen of Heaven? And there is no queen. What are you doing pouring out libations to other gods? Why would you be doing this? And every now and then, God's got to call us out. There's no Queen of Heaven. There's no Queen of Heaven. And so this is God using the voice of Jeremiah to call them out so he can call them back in. I got to call out your behavior. I got to call out your worship of other gods and show you that it is offensive, show you that it angers me, show you that it is not of God, so that I can call you back in as my sons and daughters. So I can call you back in to a right relationship. And every now and then the Lord has to show us our behavior, show us our activity, show us how we are off the mark so he can call us back in. These were the sons and daughters of the Most High God. These were not people that did not honor God, did not know God. These were his very own sons and daughters. But now the whole family was in on it. But we do that sometimes of making God of things. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what idol worship is. And idolatry is making gods of other things and other people and creating other gods. And that's part of what we've been seeing and study in this series is how they made other gods. They made other gods because they wanted, number one, they picked up the behavior, they picked up the practice, but also when they didn't feel like God was moving fast enough. And that's part of what we do. When we feel like God's not moving fast enough, we create other forms of gods because maybe this other God will move faster. Maybe this other God will answer. Maybe this other God will do something that the God I worship isn't doing. And one of the things we keep finding out over and over and over again, these other gods have no power. They are wholly man-made. And so idol worship, this is the other point. Idol worship and idolatry, good morning, Anthony, is not just an individual thing, because what we see in Jeremiah, it was all in the family. It was all in the family. So not only do I have to protect my eye gate and my ear gate and my heart and my mind from idolatry and idol worship, I also got to protect my family. Y'all make sure you share with other fathers. I need about 4 more y'all to share out with your yeah, you have to turn on your notifications. And when you turn on your notifications, you'll get a notification when we go live. You'll get notification when we go live. You'll get the notification when we go live. Now, I don't know how to, so if you go to your homepage on your Facebook or go to our page and hit notifications. I'm not sure where it is on the dashboard. But yeah, you just turn on notifications and then you'll get a notification when we go live. It'll show up in your notifications. So that means you got to also check your notifications on your Facebook page regularly, and then you'll get the notification. Yeah. And there's a way to do it on your phone. If you go to notifications on your phone and then turn it on for Facebook, every page that you have a notification turned on for, you'll get a notification on your phone that we are live. That's how it works. It's a couple of steps, but turn on notifications on our page and then turn on notifications on your phone. Yeah. And maybe I'll try to figure out how to do a tutorial for that. But it was all in the family. Let's get back to Jeremiah real quick because we got to wrap up in a minute. It was all in the family. And so we've been focusing on individuals. We've been focusing on ourselves. We've been focusing on the believer in the church. But also now we see it's in the family. So listen, to all of you prayer warriors and believers out there, we also have to pay attention to what's happening in our families. Where are we creating space for idolatry and idol worship to happen in our families, happen in our households? Now it's in the family. The children, the wife, the husband, they were all participating. So we don't just have the responsibility of monitoring and guarding our hearts and our minds as individuals. I also got to watch my family. I got to watch my house. I got to make sure the children aren't being led into idolatry. I got to make sure my spouse or loved one's not being drawn into idolatry. So we don't just have the individual. And listen, there are people right now, the whole entire household is suffering. The whole entire household is exposed. The whole entire household is engaged because it can get all in the family. And as the believer, you may be the believer for your family. You may be the only believer in your house, but you got to set the paradigm. You got to set the paradigm. I'm going to say it again. You have to set the paradigm. As the prayer warrior, as the worshiper, as the leader, as the voice, you have to set the paradigm. Because what Jeremiah is showing us in this text was all in the family. And so you have to be the guard for your family, the guard for your house. You have to draw the line in the sand and say, not in this house. We don't listen to certain music. We don't watch certain things. We don't do certain things. We don't allow certain stuff to happen, not in this house. You have to guard your home. And so your homework for today is to really pray, to spend time in prayer, to guard your home. Not just the individual, but your home. Take up the assignment. Not in my house. Not in my house. Not in my home. We will not practice this. And where you see things showing up, you have a responsibility to cover your home, to protect your home from idolatry and idol worship, because what Jeremiah is showing us, it was all in the family. And we have a responsibility over our families, over our homes. Come on, absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, Anna. And so number one, pray about if there's anything, in your house, your household, your family. But number two, establish the line and say, not in here. Some of y'all gotta tell some of the kids, not in here. We're not gonna do that. Not in here. I know you want to know, not in here. Yep. Thank you, Beth, for reminding us of the YouTube page. Okay? So we have to guard our families and guard our homes as well. You have to guard your family and you have to guard your home, and you have to draw the line and say, no, not in here. We're not bringing them other gods in here. This is my house. This is my house. We're not bringing them other gods in here. Not gonna happen. Nope. And it's okay to establish that not in your house. Amen. So y'all have an amazing day, and we'll see you all tomorrow morning, 6:45 a.m. Anna, or set your alarm, 6:45, 6:50. We'll be live. Set your notifications and your alarm. All right. Love you all. Have a blessed day. Be out, y'all. Peace.